Shata la mazika yande. Kitu mimi naweza promise. Ana promise mbele ya world. God sitaikuacha.
He was once a young boy with nothing but a dream and a voice devoted to God. His songs of faith and hope echoed in churches, schools, and homes across Kenya, lifting the spirit of millions and inspiring an entire generation of youth to stay true to their faith. To many, he was more than just a gospel artist. He was a symbol of perseverance, humility, and devotion. He had vowed before the world and before God that his life and his music would always glorify the kingdom. But the Bahati we see today is far from the boy we once knew, a man surrounded by fame, controversy, and choices that have left many questioning. What happened to the humble gospel star who once called himself Mtoto wa Mama? Where did the journey take a turn, and how did Kenya's golden boy of gospel music become the man we see today? In today's video, we will try to uncover the dark truth of fame and how it has shaped and changed the life of Bahati. But before we dive deep into the Bahati we see today, let's go back to where it all began. His real name is Kevin Mbuvi Kioko, and he was born on December 1994. His life took a heartbreaking turn when at just 7 years old, he lost his mother. With his father absent and unable to raise him, young Kevin found himself in Mathare, one of Nairobi's toughest slums. There, he was taken in by ABC Children's Home, an orphanage that became both his shelter and his new family. Growing up without parents wasn't easy. Life in the children's home meant learning to survive with very little, but it also planted in him a sense of resilience, the same resilience that would later shine through in his music. Despite the hardships, education became his lifeline. Bahati first attended Mercury Academy, where he completed his primary schooling and sat for his KCPE exams. Later, he joined Nakil Boys High School in Rongai, but financial struggles forced him to leave. Just when it seemed that his future was uncertain, he secured a spot at St. Teresa's Boy High School in Eastleigh, Nairobi. It was here in 2011 that he sat for his KCSE exams, earning a C+ grade. For many, that would have been the end of the road, but for Bahati, it was only the beginning. After finishing high school, Bahati walked into a recording studio for the first time. In 2011, he released his debut gospel song, Siku ya Kwanza. It was simple and raw, but it carried the heart of a young man who believed his music could change lives. Soon after, he released Mama, a deeply emotional tribute to his late mother. For a boy who had nothing, this was more than just music. It was a dream taking shape. It was proof that his voice could carry him beyond the walls of the orphanage, beyond the crowded classrooms, and into the hearts of millions. Bahati wasn't just another struggling artist. He was the voice of the broken, the orphans, and the forgotten. His name began to spread like wildfire. Radio station picked up the song. Gospel TV shows invited him for interviews. And in 2014, his rising star was cemented when he won the Groove Awards for Best Gospel of the Year. Overnight, Bahati went from Mathare's orphanage halls to Kenya's biggest gospel stage. The industry could not get enough of him. By 2015, Bahati had become one of the most recognized gospel artists in Kenya. He performed on big stages, shared platforms with veteran artists, and began earning the kind of money he only dreamed of during his days in the orphanage. He wasn't just singing anymore, he was inspiring an entire generation. At the height of his fame, Bahati was untouchable. The awards, the money, the fans, all pointed to a gospel artist destined to reign for years. To many, he was the new face of Kenyan gospel. But fame is a heavy crown, and for Bahati, the shine will not last forever. It started slowly. Some fans began to notice the shift in his music. His early songs like Mama and Siku ya Kwanza were deeply spiritual, filled with prayer and testimony. But as his star grew brighter, so did the pull of the mainstream. Songs like Lava and Barua carried a softer gospel message, love songs dressed up in gospel tunes. In 2016, he did the most unexpected thing. While he was performing at the Jubilee Party campaign rally, he pulled President Uhuru Kenyatta out of his chair and sat next to the First Lady Margaret Kenyatta. The stunt made headlines, but not for the right reasons. People accused him of disrespect, arrogance, and losing his humility. For the first time, Bahati's image as Kenya's humble gospel boy began to crack. Around the same time, whispers of tension in the gospel industry grew louder. Rumors of feuds with fellow gospel artists, accusations of clout chasing, and questions about his commitment to the gospel industry painted Bahati as a man torn between faith and fame. Eventually, the boy who had once vowed to serve God through music found himself at the center of confusion and controversy. The year was 2020. After years of building his brand as a gospel star, Bahati shocked the nation when he declared that he was quitting gospel music. To him, this was about artistic freedom, about stepping outside the box of religion and exploring the broader world of music. To his loyal fans, the very people who had supported him from Mathare to the top, it felt like betrayal. This was the turning point, the moment mtoto wa mama we once knew began to fade and a new, more complicated Bahati emerged. His marriage with Diana Marua took the internet by storm, considering she's older than him. The fact that Diana Marua had openly admitted to dating sponsors for financial stability further ignited their relationship controversy. Blogs called their marriage a mismatch, and fans accused Bahati of being distracted, losing focus, and throwing away his faith and career. So, what does the Bahati of today look like? After the gospel hits, the controversies, the politics, Bahati has entered a brand new phase of his life, a phase he calls changing his music dynamics. I know you have seen his latest song, a song that has left many wondering what went wrong. Even his wife Diana, in a statement, said, while she supports him, she's not going to be a part of the new direction Bahati has chosen for his music. Let's face it, Kevin Bahati is no longer the young boy from Mathare who once vowed to live for Christ. His lifestyle no longer mirrors the man after God's heart as he once claimed to be. Perhaps it's evolution. Perhaps it's the price you pay for being famous at a young age. But one thing is clear. The journey of Bahati is a reminder that in the glare of the spotlight, faith and fame rarely walk hand in hand.